Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and on the car, coming with the flow from the barrio and the heat from the street. This is PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well, as we see. You know what I'm saying? Coming with the facts to crack backs and the boom bip to the line ass lips. This is PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late and the great edition. Because this is what we must do. We must always keep check on what's going on in our government based on a lot of garbage that seems to be going on, that has been ruling for a very long time, even across the planet, you know what I'm saying? And I got to give thanks and praise to one of the greatest scientists that I've ever known, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still trying to get a lot of his material, you know what I'm saying? And I wish somebody would send me you know what I'm saying, a heads up as to where I can find, a lot of materials from the great Sheikh Anta Diop, I think his name was, or something like that, Sheikh Diop, you know what I'm saying, who proved without a shadow of a doubt that Egyptians were black, you know what I'm saying? Because many of them, and I saw a lot of his books on sale back in the early 80s too, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, I saw his books, but I never knew who he was. So I never really, because, this is how they keep information from all of us so we don't connect. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons for hiding many of our historical vows, you know what I'm saying, and a way of turning us against each other. You know what I'm saying? Where a black man would come out and fight you for the wrong, for standing up for another race of people who's not even his own culture or race. Not saying that the brotherhood has to be, 100% based on a lot of dudes are shiesty, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, will fight you for them, you know what I'm saying, when you are even in your right, you know what I'm saying? So you know that's a sellout for sure. And then want you to bow down to everything they celebrate and all types of shit. And when you say you don't, you try to say that, well, that's negative energy. No, the negative energy is the celebration that you're celebrating that caused the harem and the killing of black people and enslavement, and then glorifying it with these holidays and these different things to make you think that it is so right, you know what I'm saying? But when actually it's so wrong, you know what I'm saying? Again, hiding behind the truth and using the truth as a weapon against the people because that's what the people want to hear. So what they want to hear is what they're hearing, but what you're doing is not what is done to what is hearing. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start to look at that. You know what I'm saying? And Sheikh Diop was one of the greatest scientists that I ever known. You know what I'm saying? From a lot of his work from time to time that I browsed across, but never fully, got into his books. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody could send me a joint where I could find his books, it would be a great asset for me in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, even back when I was growing up, I think Sheikh Diab passed away, and the brother passed away in 1986 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was in Job Corps and places like that, going to different schools and stuff, floating around, traveling, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And even before that, in the early 70s and shit, when we was growing up with the Rastafarians, they were always telling us about Africa and always explaining that Africa, and how we are the people who are they talking about, but manipulating, you know what I'm saying, trying to carouse with books. But later on, you know what I'm saying, a lot of Rastafarians fell for the different type of religious Bibles and stuff like that and start to try to validate themselves in their books. You know what I'm saying? Which you can in many ways, but in many ways there's a lot of information that's in those crooked books that show the trueness of Africanism and the creators of all in Egypt and therefore across the planet Earth in many ways. You know what I'm saying? So Sheikh Diop is one of the greatest scientists, but at the same time, I'm glad to know that even during his time that he was studying, I was there alive, and I was on the and I was doing my thing. But at the same time, the Rastafarians was also banging this away in our head as well. But we knew as kids, even when we were coming up, that, you know what I'm saying, not taking nothing from Sheikh Diop, but we also knew because in our time, because I never got a hold of his material, we begun to understand and know in our mind just by looking at the Kazakh of it all that we were Egyptians and Africans and so on and so on. We knew that by heart. You know what I'm saying? And they have a decency to actually create a, a society or a group of people that say that they're in charge of Egyptian mythology and Egyptian this and Egyptian that. I mean, even forming a great coalition and all kinds of shit. You know, Europeans who saying that they know our history and then gonna tell the world that we don't, Africa don't have a history. And then was serious about it going across the world with scientists and scholars and all kinds, and all of them European. None of them is African, you know what I'm saying? But when Sheikh Diad brought it to their behinds, they couldn't dispute it. You know what I'm saying? So they tried to blackball the man's work and blackball Sheikh Diad and all this and that and that. But long live the great scientist of all times, the great Sheikh Diad, you know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, we need to read his books. It was very important for us as black people to read his books and stuff and look up his books and stuff on online. You know what I'm saying? If we could get them and read about his scientific work, because you know what I'm saying, we cannot have the coalition of these people sitting at a round table or square long triangular table, you know what I'm saying, and they're all Europeans and they're supposed to be telling our history and then telling the world we don't have a history. Not until they came along. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, trying to say that, you know, the world human history started in Europe. No, it didn't. I remember a man said that to me years ago working at Column Signs and shit. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what I'm saying? The humanity in the world started in Europe. No, it did not. It started in Africa, fool. Like I told him then and I tell him again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you're at right now, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're going to move on and obviously get into the news as usual. Now, today we see where, you know what I'm saying, we see Trump appointee judge call out Jim Jordan attacks on Allen Braggs. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know that. This is coming in by John Jackson on 4/19/23 at 5:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? From John Jackson in the house. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But the judge appointee to the bench by Donald J. Trump, you know, Trumpy Bear, took issue with the wording used by the House Judiciary Committee legal team in in a case brought against committee chairman Jim Jordan. You know what I'm saying? By Manhattan District Attorney Alan Nutcase Braggs, you know what I'm saying? But the U.S. District Court Judge Mary Kay, you know what I'm saying? I think her name is, I can't say her last name, but Cussel or something like that, asked committee attorney Matthew Berry if Jordan, you know, descriptions of Bragg's investigation of Trump's needed to be described as politically motivated, according to Twitter. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying. Thread. I think he said thread by law and crime. You know what I'm saying. Managing editor Adam uh, Kafled or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to be messed up your last name. Kay reportedly asked, "Does it polarize it on your side as well?" You know what I'm saying? As you see. But Braggs, you know what I'm saying, filed a lawsuit last week against Jordan, you know what I'm saying, going with his crazy behind, and other Republicans. Oh, yeah, on the Judiciary Committee, arguing that they were trying to interfere in the persecution of the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, for political reasons. In early April, Braggs charged Trump with 32 felony counts of falsifying business records in connection with his alleged role in the hush money for payments for a movie star, Stormy Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Daniels. You know what I'm saying? But he was Stormy Daniels, which doesn't make much sense to me. And they need to and Allen Braggs need to drop this case completely because it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the man so-called sex laundry. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, what you gonna do next? Go after every senator, every lawyer, every doctor, and we need to do that. If that's the case, I'm bringing all their dirty laundry because you damn sure got a lot of it, Alan Bragg. You know what I'm saying? But we see how she was able to film star just before the 2016 election. You know what I'm saying? At the arraignment, you know what I'm saying? Trump pleaded not guilty to the charges and has denied any wrongdoing in the case, which we know that. You know what I'm saying? So we see that Jordan has subpoenaed a former New York prosecutor who was involved in Bragg's investigation to testify before the Judiciary Committee. Bragg's lawsuit seeks to block that subpoena, saying that it's an unconstitutional attack on his ongoing investigation. But we see Casafred, or whatever his name is, later wrote on Law and Crime that, you know what I'm saying, Vasquez, or whatever, interrupted Bragg's attorney, interrupted Bragg's attorney, you know, Theodore Boo, Boo, whatever your last name is, but his name is Theodore first name. I'm not saying that repeatedly throughout the hearing and accused him of playing politics. However, Berry did not have any reception. He did not have an easy reception either, according to Casa Fred or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Voss Kosel or whatever reportedly asked how the House Judiciary Committee could be arguing for an investigation regarding Bragg's case when it had already introduced a bill. You know what I'm saying? If you already introduced a bill, why do you need testimony? Vessel asked Berry, whatever, and Kessler also reported that Vessel told Berry, you know what I'm saying, that he had to admit that it was somewhat unusual for Congress to conduct oversight of a local prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? In 2018, Trump appointee Moscow or whatever to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, and the Senate confirmed her in 2019. Before the appointment, Lissa served as a bankruptcy judge. You know what I'm saying? She previously oversaw the case involving Karen Douglas and former Playboy model who has said that she had a sexual affair with Donald J. Trump. Jumpy bad, baby. Like, we want to know this bullshit. Which, why are we talking about sexual encounter? This sounds like some old play story, cock blocking type of shit. Or cock blocking and cock watching. You know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of like pedophilic and engaged. There's something to it here that's just not right. You know what I'm saying? With Trump, which, because we shouldn't be talking about no shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Denied. You know what I'm saying? Like Douglas sued Fox News for defamation over the 2018 show in which host Tucker Carlson accused her of extorting Trump. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Russell sided with the Fox News in the case, ruling that Carlson remarks were protected by the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Boom, in the check. Wednesday hearing ended after an hour without ruling, but Russell said she would publish a decision as promptly as I can. We see. We see. As we see, I'm sorry about that, people, but we're going to take another look into more than just what's going on and just one shine. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we see it all. You know what I'm saying? But, a lot of this seems to be very childish and a very big political show. We see even one coming in here by the Guardian Angels. You know what I'm saying? My man Silva, you know what I'm saying? Guardian Angels, Silva calls. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, they trying to get up in here on this copy. You know what I'm saying? Silva calls for moderates to unite with the GOP after the AOC dumps Astoria, the People's Republic. You know what I'm saying? As we see, this is coming by Charlie look like Creds or whatever 20 hours ago, so I already messed up your last name. So I shall spell it Cretiz. You know what I'm saying? Is the last name. Charles, the first name. 20 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Seems like it's a brother too. You know what I'm saying? On Fox News. You know what I'm saying? But we see here Guardian Angel found that Chris Silva slams a fellow New Yorker fellow. She ain't no fellow friend of mine or any politician that I would respect in any shape or form. She's an idiot. Silva, let's get this straight. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect you, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, fellow a New Yorker representing Ocasio, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, after she labeled, a trendy community in the otherwise working class borough of Queens, the People Republic of Astoria, for its apparent pro 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 this what pro silly pro Sylvester or whatever to elect far left lawmakers like her. You know what I'm saying? Silver told Hannity it should be a signal for moderate demon Democrats to unite with Republicans to replace socialist and leftist wingers, replace socialists and left wingers from elected office after Congresswoman utilized a little utilized the little or utilized the title used by communist China while joined by Demon Democratic Socialist State Senate Christine Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? A Demon Democrat from Long Island City, and assembled Zoran Mad Danny and D Ditmore, whatever. Yeah, all sound like a whole bunch of idiots if you ask me, Mr. Silver. You know what I'm saying? Well, the way you fight it, Sean, is you have to go after the AOC, go after AOC, Alexandria Ocasio, North Case, ass Cortez, fuck a AOC. You know what I'm saying? And the socialist who hides behind being deemed a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. In all ways, Mr. Silva is right with that statement 100%. You know what I'm saying? I was just in Astoria where she announced just last week in Queens, the home of Tony Bennett, and Tony Bennett, the Astorian kid, that we are the People's Republic of Astoria. They want to remove the police, remove prisons, said Silva, a narrative of neighboring Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? At the event, Ocasio North Case Bumphead Cortez, you know what I'm saying, which needs to be run out of town, you know what I'm saying, reportedly referenced supporting the closure of Rikers, the Sparling Island prison near Hell's Gate, which falls in her district. Silva said it is time to take action in the traditionally working class borough, dramatized in that regard over the years as the home of Seinfeld, you know what I'm saying, uh, Costanza family, and Douglas and Carrie Hampson, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, of the king of Queen, that is also the birthplace of populist Republican Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? As you see, so Silva has a point there, you know what I'm saying? About Silva, who, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying,